Hi everyone, Glauco Alves here, welcome to my channel. So today I would like to talk about a game changer in what I'm doing now, and this is my 2 notes Torpedo Captor X. I was looking for a device that I could really use any amplifier I want to record in my room or to go to a studio session where the band will be together in the same room and we can still catch the vibe from the other musicians play it at the same time without really using my actual speaker cabinet. I was a bit skeptical at the first time because I thought that maybe the speaker simulators that they offer as a software wouldn't be faithful to the actual speakers that I have. For my surprise, this is actually really accurate and gives you the right feel, you know. And I run my standard recording gear with a dynamic mic and a ribbon mic. And that's exactly one of the settings that I found here. And the amazing thing you can do, you can really change the position of the microphones, you can add ambience, so it's just like a all the way around an amazing tool. I'm not being paid by two notes by any means. And so, yeah, this is just something that I really found the price point was great in comparison to other brands. And I think this one does to me really everything I need. I know that you can actually buy external more options for cabs, but this is not really necessary for me at the moment. As I said, I use stuff that sometimes they are really cheap, sometimes they're a bit more expensive, but today, after quite a while, I was able to plug my Marshall 1987X, which is a plexi 50 watts head that I have for many years, and today I was able to actually record in my room with the amplifier nearly cranked up. I will show the settings here, how I set my amp to record the song. And you know, it felt great. You know, it felt like I was really in a big studio room, and I could have it all the way cranked up, or nearly all the way cranked up, and you know, and it just felt great. And I can't recommend this equipment enough. There is a bunch of people doing you know, reviews on it, and a bit more in detail that I'm doing. You know, I'm fairly new to it, so I literally unboxed it and made this video, right? So forgive me. I actually have other video that should be ahead of this one, but this one I couldn't let it go. And another reason why I would like to do this video is because of the sad news about Eddie Van Halen. So for those who know me a little bit, they know that I certainly went there, and he was one of my heroes. But for those who know me from the early days, they know how much Eddie actually, his effect on me. And in fact, what I learned from Eddie, after getting to know a bit his work, and after getting to know a bit his views on guitar, that really did change my life as a player. And I think that's an important thing for everyone, to try to find their own voice, to try to find whatever they do, you know, in a most pure and honest way. And that's pretty much what I tried to do when I was younger, you know, even though I had so many other players that did influence me, like, you know, hugely, immensely, such as Steve Vai, you know, Eric Clapton, Jimi Hendrix, even Stevie Ray Vaughan, which I don't really show much of my playing, possibly because I've seen so many people doing that, and because I've seen so many people doing that actually better than me. And I decided I never put my time completely into trying to emulate or sound like someone, even though I know that I can do that. And of course, the more time I put on it, I will kind of get better. But in some cases, I don't think that is a good thing. And mainly because you kind of need to put apart and forget about developing yourself as a player and trying to find your own voice, you know. So with that in mind, of my early days, I really tried to create my own thing, you know. We sometimes just happen to sound like someone else, but that doesn't mean necessarily that we are copying them. But I think when we actually deliberately try to copy someone, we are actually not doing very good for ourselves, you know. I think we should really concentrate and try to develop ourselves. If you are a songwriter, if you are, you know, trying to create your own stuff, you really should try to learn things from other people, but try to keep that, you know, in a separate, you know, box. I think you should just try to get the things that really work for you and learn with that, but never try to be, you know, that artist, you know. Like, we don't need another Madonna, right? And despite the so many copycats, we don't really need another Eddie Van Halen, you know. So I must say he was a big influence in my life, for his playing, for the vibe. I don't know if it's because of the entire 2020 thing going on, but I was pretty sad. And I think it's just because he was one of my like heroes that possibly I have tried so hard not to emulate him, or so hard not to try to sound like him for many years, you know, in a sense that I think I try to forget him or forget his music, you know, which sometimes you need to do in order to go for your own thing, you know, and try to find yourself as a performer. And that happens to me, to other players as well, you know. you name it, from Dogram Hall, Eric Johnson, Steve Vai. When I was younger, Steve Vai was a huge influence, and for a moment I couldn't resist. I tried to be him a little bit. It was fun, yeah, but then I came to my senses, that wouldn't work for me. So some artists as well that I must say here, they actually nailed the way they actually spoke about Eddie. Keith Urban was one of them. Actually, I'm gonna leave it here so you can read. It's just like one of those things that very few players, can do to you, And there was a guitar forum, guitar page on Facebook where some players said that Eddie changed the music like nearly 40 years ago, or pretty much 40 years ago. And he's about to do it again because he brought the rock and roll back to the scene in 1978, and now we are seeing that he's bringing rock and roll back again. And why I'm saying that is because the charts, they are like, Van Halen is like one of the top hundreds currently in 2020. So with his passing, his music is is back on people's ears again, which is brilliant. I mean, it's sad he's gone, and I wish I would have kept listening to his music and learning more and more. But I'm doing this now. I'm doing a good catch up, a bit because I think like I owe a lot to him personally because of what he shared with us, And we don't see many of those, right? We had Hendrix, then I think we had Clapton, we had Eddie, and of course we had others, but like a very unique players. And so I decided to do this little, kind of a tribute to Eddie here today, despite this video is being a bit more related to the Two Notes Torpedo Captor X device. Thank you, Two Notes, for making this happen. But I must say that I was really as well thinking about the Brown sound and my take on the Brown sound for quite a while, but that didn't happen. And in fact, I wanted to prove that some pedals through some very clean amps, such as my Victory V40 by Victory Amps, that amp I could use a couple of pedals or even one pedal or another and try to get the Brown sound, as close as possible. But today, because I actually trying to showcase my Two Notes Torpedo Captor X, I decided to use my Marshall, which is very similar to the Marshall he used back in the day, but mine is a 50 watts. I'm not using the Variax device. I don't have one. Maybe that's gonna be for another video or another acquisition. But for the moment, I think I'm so happy because I could work with what I have here in a certain way. The Torpedo Captor X works as a kind of Variax as well, because you can kind of use different settings. I'll take some pictures to show exactly how I use on this one. The most important thing here was to showcase how can you have a cranked up Marshall and going through this little device and then into your mixer or interface, and then the program you use. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be talking about the Torpedo Captor X in the future. As I said, I just unboxed this one and tried to do something with it. And I will definitely learn how to use a bit more and talk about its functions and everything you can possibly do with that. But this is a journey for me, so and this is fairly new. So yeah, wait and you see more from me about the Torpedo Captor X. And also, I hope you appreciated my attempt of emulating some of Eddie's playing, trying to get my brown sound from my 50-watt Marshall plexi. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to, you know, hearing some comments here down below. And if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for further videos, please just leave it here down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you want more content like this. See you next time.